So one of the things that that we always try to do at Musique is teach you something new and share something new about music.
And what makes sort of New Orleans music kind of unique, and why the New Orleans jazz sound really was born here, developed here, and to this day sounds a little different than a lot of the other more traditional jazz you might know, is because of something like this. The bands were mobile. So you would take a drum like this back here, snare drum, off of the drum set, and just kind of pick it up and strap it on there around your waist, and you could march around. And so suddenly, with this and horns behind you, you could take the show on the road, so to speak. Down here in New Orleans, we like to do it a little different. We tend to use the snare drum a lot more, and we tend to loosen up the beat. So let's say if you had the same kind of beat, a New Orleans version of that would be more like... It came from a drum beat called bambula. Can everybody say bambula?
Bambula.
Yes. And I'll show you, this little drum here is an African drum. So bambula actually started in Africa and then came over to South America and eventually to America. And then we developed the jazz music from it. But it's just a little beat that sounds like this. You feel that beat? When it took that bambula rhythm and it made its way onto the drum set, it sounded like this. It ended up becoming what we know as the very basic rhythm for traditional jazz. Eventually, when hip hop came along, they started putting a backbeat to it. On the bass, on the snare drum.
This is what I love about being able to bring artists right up and close with you. When they show you what it starts like, that first rhythm, and then you hear the layers added on, you really can understand the complexities of what they're doing. They're doing all different parts of their body. Each hand and each foot is playing a different part at the same time, and they have to keep them all moving together and all in rhythm so that the other band members can come in and play. So it's really amazing, and it takes a lot of practice, as you all know, but also just so fun to listen to, and really a treat to get to watch and see how you break it down, Mark. So thank you so much. Freestyle is another word that we use, like improvisation. You guys all know improvisation because you've been here every month with me, and I know I've talked about it many, many times. Improvisation and freestyle and the coming together of jazz, which started before hip hop, which is sort of the roots, and then hip hop, which happened, 50 years later. Have those things in common, everybody. So this idea of having a structure and then being free to go play within it and then come back. Corey is actually a master at taking a bunch of different genres and blending them together. But what he's great at is rap and hip hop, and using the words, using the rhythms in the vocal lyric, which Marcus is demonstrating the rhythms on the drum, and now Corey is going to kind of show you how that can be transitioned into hip hop.
First of all, there are 4 different facades of hip hop, right? You have, of course, you have MCing, which is rapping, and then you have graffiti, and then you have DJing, and the last one that you have is what? Breakdancing. So yeah. Whichever one you want, you can choose which one you want to be a part of. Now, rap is just like you were saying, Heather. It's just like drumming. Even when you're rapping, you have to count. If you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4 on that 4th note, you want to make something rhyme. Let's say if I took the word like eager, another word that rhymes with eager is, I don't know, beaver. So if I'm using both of those words on the 4, let's say I'm going to count, but I'm not going to use the 4th note. I'm going to say the word on the 4th note. This is how you stay in the bars. And people like to say, "Give me some bars." So when you say 1, 2, 3, eager, 1, 2, 3, beaver. Back in the early '80s, people couldn't afford instruments like horns and stuff like that. So what they did was they took the records, they found the beat machine, they took the record, found that loop, and if they didn't find a loop, what they did was they found a trumpet part and they looped that with the drum beats, and now you have a beat. It's about to go down. I want to check it out. Yo, I'm sky high, flying over satellite. Gave the sun dap, my body changed Fahrenheit. Prepared for flight, I'ma take off. Cats get lost, caught in the holocaust of thought. And battles get fought with an ill weapon. And my expression, left cats praying without a blessing. My attitude, sort of like my altitude. I drop dudes with holes leaking out their parachutes. I want to say one more thing about jazz and hip hop. Bebop started, it really did start rapping a little bit. And if I'm being perfectly honest, sometimes when I'm creating, if I don't know what words fit, I might just say whatever. What is so scatting? Scatting is something that was a part of jazz. What does scatting sound like? Beep beep bop 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 ba dee ba dee ba doo 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 ba dee ba dee ba dee ba dee ba doo. And then you got Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, and you got Rapper's Delight. They had a song called that was about fun and having fun. And what they say in the song is give it a bebop, a Scooby-Doo. And guess what? America, we love you. You know, and that came from scatting. That came from jazz. They borrowed that. So even sonically and vocally, hip hop really derived from jazz.
If you have a word or two that you could just toss into the chat, or you could say out loud if you want to unmute yourself. I'm going to task Corey with making a very short, maybe a 4-bar rap.
We got Pandemic, Villa, NASCAR, Lemonade, and Reggae. All right. So I'm going to do this a cappella because I don't have a real rhythm for this, but here we go. I say, create beautiful music, make any man listen. I'm shutting the game down sort of like the pandemic. My roots rocking like reggae. I never been afraid. I need to vacate in the villa sipping lemonade. Get away in a fast car like NASCAR. I hope you enjoyed this beat because it's the last bar.
I mean, you can try it.
Yeah, let's try it one time. That's a good improv. So Corey's going to do this. He can just do the same thing and just space it out in between what I'm doing. There will be a bit of a lag between us, but we'll just kind of feel it out. What do you say, Corey? Whenever you go, I'm gonna go off of what I hear you. What I hear you.
Oh, I'm just I'm gonna do some poetry or something.
So if we were in a beat poetry room in the '70s somewhere, it might sound like this.
Yes. Some waves. A wave of now. Speaking to you. A piano is trying to break a molecule. It's trying to lift the stage into orbit. Around the red spotlight. A shadow. The shadows of dancers. Dancers, they are falling. Out of space, made for dancing. They should dance. On a table, they should dance. Inside their drinks, on the ceilings, they should dance. Universe. Leaning, moving, we are traveling. We are going if you only know. With the rhythm, with the flow. Banging with fire and all of our gods. Together, connected. So dance to the rhythm. Dance to the rhythm.
You know, every month I get to bring a different kind of music and a different kind of vibe to you guys. This has been really fun, kind of exploring a little bit of jazz and hip hop and New Orleans, which are things that I'm learning about just like you are. And so it's really, really fun. Of course, I always love listening to the music, but to really get a little bit of knowledge about where it comes from and how it's made and how it continues to change as music is designed now and made now with all those beautiful influences.